Once upon a time in ancient Greece, there lived Aegeus, king of Athens. He was an elderly and wise king, loved and adored by his people, but he had no obvious heir. His only son, Theseus, had gone exploring in the woods as a child many years ago and had never returned.
Everybody assumed Theseus had died, killed by some monster or wild beast. But the king was always hopeful of his son's return and would gaze hopefully from the city walls each morning in case Theseus arrived home.
Aegeus' city, Athens, had enjoyed peace and prosperity for many years, but it had recently been attacked by King Minos, the evil ruler of the Cretan Empire. Minos' son had accidentally been killed in Athens during a discus competition, and Minos had vowed to take revenge. His navy was 3 times the size of the Athenian fleet, so it was no surprise that Aegeus and his sailors were struggling to keep their enemy at bay.
Defeat and the destruction of Athens seemed just around the corner.
Things are not looking good for us Athenians. We cannot hold out against Crete much longer, and there's nothing else I can do. If only Theseus was still here, I'm sure he would have a good plan. Methodius, why the hurry? Do you have any news from the battle?
No good news, Lord Aegeus. Our ships are not doing well. Half our crews have already been captured by Minos and his men, and it won't be long before the Cretan army is at our gates.
All hope is lost. We're done for, Methodius. Athens will fall, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. I have failed my city.
Do not lose heart just yet, sire. Minos has made us an offer of peace.
He did what? Why would he do that when he's on the brink of victory?
But the terms of his offer are terrible. I cannot bring myself to speak them.
What are they? Speak, man. Whatever he wants, I'll give it to him. If he wants all my gold, he can have it. If he wants all our food, he can have that too.
No, Lord. What he is asking for is far worse than all of that. He demands that we send 7 Athenian boys and 7 Athenian girls to Crete every year as a tribute to be eaten by his pet monster, the Minotaur, a creature that is half man and half bull.
Oh, gods above, pity us. What a cruel demand. How on earth could we accept that? How can we send 14 children to their deaths? It's so inhumane, so monstrous.
It is at least better than sending the whole city to their deaths, sire.
I suppose so.
He has given us only a few hours to respond, so you must decide quickly.
What is that? Why is the sentry sounding his trumpet? Methodius, go find out the news. Has Minos already broken his pledge and brought his army to our gates? The traitor, or perhaps robbers in the country have stolen our flocks of sheep? Whatever it is, I suspect the day's going to take another turn for the worst.
Sire, a stranger is approaching the city. The city walls all by himself, with a shining sword slung over his shoulder.
Is he a friend or a foe? Is he one of Minos' henchmen?
No, sire. He is not dressed like a Cretan, but his eyes have a ferocious gleam as intense as fire, and he seems intent on war. What should we do?
Whoever... Open the gates and bring him to me. I will find out who this stranger really is.
Yes, my lord.
Whoever he is, I mustn't be distracted. What I'm going to do with this terrible choice. Sacrifice 14 young people to the Minotaur every year, or risk the whole fate of the city. I can't win either way. Even if Minos doesn't ruin the whole of Athens, we'll put the city's future in danger by sacrificing its children.
Yo, Dad, long time no see. What's up? How's it going in Athens?
Can it be? That sword, it's so familiar. Theseus, my son, you've returned, against all odds, as if back from the dead. Where have you been all of these years?
Chill out, Dad. It's only been like 6 years.
And it sounds like you've not grown up much in that time.
Hey, I've just been on a little tour of Greece killing all the monsters, okay? Have you heard of Sycamore, the monster who forces people to wash his feet at the top of a cliff, then kicks them into the sea below? He's a goner, so are Periphas and Kerkion and all the rest. You can travel safely all the way to Olympia with no worries now, if you like.
That's all well and good, son, but we're not even safe at home any longer.
What do you mean?
King Minos has attacked us with his whole Cretan force.
So what? I could defeat the whole Cretan fleet on my own.
No, my son, we are far outnumbered and we'd all be doomed if Minos hasn't offered us terms of peace.
So what's the problem?
In return for peace, Minos demands that we send 7 Athenian boys and 7 Athenian girls every year as a tribute to be eaten by the Minotaur.
No way!
There's nothing else I can do, son. We face war, and if I don't, then thousands more will die.
Then send me as a part of the tribute, and I'll just kill the Minotaur.
No, my son, that is absurd. You'll die. You've just come back. I won't risk it.
Sire, we are running out of time to respond to Minos.
Very well, then. Gather the people in the marketplace so I can tell them this sad news.
Yes, sir.
And as for you, young man, I do not want to hear any more of your silly ideas. You are not going to Crete, and that's the end of it. Stay in the palace.
But Dad, I
No,
could
you're-
help.
No, you're staying here.
I'll get to Crete somehow. Just you wait and see.
So, the return of Theseus brought Aegeus little comfort. His more urgent concern was to respond to Minos' terms. He gathered the citizens together in the marketplace and filled a pot with the names of all the young people in the city. From this, he would pick out the names of those who would travel to Crete.
A tense stillness gripped the air as the Athenians waited to hear each name read aloud, dreading the prospect of hearing their own name or loved ones. First it was Euanthe, a young girl, then Euphranor, her brother. Next Aegeus called out Xanthi, his own niece, followed by Timaeus, Aspasia, Meliton, and Sophia.
The marketplace was flooded with tears as parents begged Aegeus to spare their children, but they could do nothing to change his decision. They bade farewell to their sons and daughters with one final embrace, never to see them again. Next came Roxanne, Alexis, Theodora, and Simonides. 11 names had been decided. There were still a few spots left to be filled.
This is terrifying, Callisto. I don't want to be eaten by some Cretan monster.
Don't worry, Demetrius. There are a lot of us here in Athens and only 3 spots left. Our chances are good now.
Quieten down. Let the king speak.
The next member of our tribute will be Demetrius.
Ugh, I spoke too soon. Oh, I'm so sorry, Demetrius.
Goodbye, Athens. I will face my fate and sacrifice myself to the Minotaur to save our city, my family, and my friends.
Thank you, Demetrius. Bravely spoken.
I will travel in memory of my grandfather who died in the war, and my pet dog, Argus.
Now you sound like a sob story from Athens Got Talent. We don't have time for this. Please hurry along. And following Demetrius will be Callisto.
Oh no, I can't believe it. Goodbye, Athens. I will miss you. Maybe there'll be a miracle and I'll see you all again.
And the final Athenian to travel to Crete will be...
Dad, stop! You can't pay Minos with people's lives. I will take the final spot and go to Crete.
Theseus, I told you to stay in the palace. You are my only heir to the kingdom of Athens. I cannot risk your life. If you face the Minotaur, you will surely die.
Dad, have you forgotten what I spent the last 6 years doing?
Oh, here he goes, always boasting.
Cyclone gone, Periphits gone, Kerkion gone, Eurytus gone, Sinus gone.
All right, so what?
I've defeated every monster on mainland Greece. The Minotaur will be easy. You don't need to worry.
It's not your choice, son. Stay out of this.
But what's the point of sending your 14 kids this year? Minos will come back next year and ask for the same again, or even more, and again and again. After that, Athens has no more children left. We will have a city with no future and become Minos' slaves. We've got to stop this now. I will go to Crete, slay the Minotaur, and free Athens from Minos' tyranny.
Very well then. I guess you're Athens' best shot. But please be careful, son, and don't be tricked by them Cretans. You can never trust them.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll be fine.
And one last thing, set out with a black sail as a sign of respect for victims of Minos cruelty. But if you return home alive from Crete, put up a white sail instead so I can see if you survived as soon as I catch sight of your ship.
Yeah, sure, whatever, Dad. I'll get home alive. No problem. Just you wait and see.
Then farewell and good luck. May Athenia guide you safely, my son.
The next morning, Theseus set sail with the rest of the Athenian youths to Crete. The beach was lined with tearful parents saying goodbye to their loved ones. Each boy and girl whose name had been read aloud the previous day climbed onto the ship, fearful of what was to come. Theseus raised a black sail as a sign of respect, as his father had told him.
It was a long and difficult sea voyage to Crete. The small Athenian ship was tossed and turned by the waves as it sailed through the Cycladic islands. In the distance, they passed the Rock of the Sirens, women with the body of birds who enchant passing sailors with their magical lullabies. Nearby, too, was the gurgling whirlpool of Charybdis, a danger to any ship.
Back on Crete, Minos was getting restless and very bored of waiting for the ship to arrive. He decided to go up to the top floor of the palace, where his daughter Ariadne's room was, to see if he could see any Athenian ships approaching.
Nurse, I can hear Dad stamping around outside again. What is he doing?
Well, dear, you remember he's expecting all those Athenians to arrive so he can put them in the labyrinth for you-know-who.
Is he really going to do that? That's just horrible.
Now then, dear, you shouldn't talk like that. Your father's the king. He can do what he wants.
That doesn't mean it's right, though.
Shh, dear, keep your voice down. You don't want your father getting cross.
What was that?
Nothing, Father.
A ship. I see a ship just coming into the port. An Athenian one, or your mother will be pleased. Pasiphae, dear, the ship's arrived.
Which ship's arrived? Which ship's arrived?
The Athenian one, Aegeus' tribute. Look at all those young people for the Minotaur to eat.
Oh, good. He's been getting hungry. Poor thing. Ariadne was saying just the other day that you can hear the roars from all the way up here sometimes. Can't you, Ariadne?
Yes, Mother.
Well, he won't be hungry anymore now this lot's here.
Excellent. Do let me see. I wonder who Aegeus has sent. Hopefully not skinny children from the fields. They won't feel the Minotaur up at all.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
I hope you're not feeling sorry for them.
How could she? They're Athenians. Worthless.
When you grow up, you'll understand. Now, I'm going downstairs to greet them and make sure they know their place. Come along, Ariadne.
I don't want to.
Do as your father says.
It will be good for you to see those little Athenian rats. We're going!
Poor Ariadne. Whatever her father said, she didn't really believe that the people coming from Athens were worthless. The Minotaur was a monster and was hungry, but she was convinced that there must be a better way of feeding him than sending him people.
But As we just saw, Minos was not a pleasant man. He was cruel and vain, a bully. He liked nothing more than making other people suffer just because he could. If Ariadne didn't do what she was told, she knew there'd be trouble later. Last time, she'd been locked in her room with only bread and water for 2 weeks.
In the meantime, Theseus and the other Athenians had landed at the port and were walking up towards the palace. They had never been to a place like Crete before and said open-mouthed as they looked around. At last, the guards escorting them left them outside a huge door in the palace wall.
Cretans don't do anything on a small scale, do they? Look at this place. It's huge.
You could easily get lost in a palace that big, let alone in the labyrinth.
Shh! Look, someone's coming.
Well, well, well. Look what we've got here. My new Athenian guest, just in time for the party. Look how thin and scrawny they are.
They'll hardly keep the Minotaur for a week. I guess there was never much meat on an Athenian.
How can you say that? They're human beings, not food.
Don't worry, daughter. When you grow up, you'll understand. Welcome, my friends. I'm Minos, king of Crete. This is my wife, Pasiphae, and my daughter, Ariadne. I hope you enjoy our hospitality. Then there is nowhere else in the world quite like Crete. We have riches beyond your wildest dreams. Golden statues that can move and speak at their own free will. The largest dance floor in the world, and 3 springs which flow with milk, olive oil, and wine, and all these things are the work of the master craftsman Daedalus, the greatest craftsman alive. But his greatest creation is the labyrinth, a maze of winding corridors with many twists and turns. It's so complicated that even Daedalus himself got lost in it.
This King Minos goes on a bit, doesn't he? He could talk for Greece.
Yeah, I think Theseus might have met his match for blabbering. Have you noticed, though? Theseus has grown up a bit since we left Athens. I think he's taking this seriously.
Here on Crete, we're no stingy hosts. As my guests, I will give you each of you a gift tomorrow morning, a one-way ticket to the labyrinth. You'll never escape alive.
A precious gift. Oh, you're funny.
King Minos, you're a monster. How could you do this to us?
And who might you be thinking you could speak out against Minos, the king of Crete?
I am Theseus, prince of Athens and the son of Aegeus.
A prince?
Now things are getting interesting. Poor King Aegeus sent his own son, heir, as a tribute to be eaten by my Minotaur. The old man's been losing his marbles to send you to your death like this.
He's right, though, father. Don't do this to them. It's so barbaric. Please, I beg you. We can easily find other food for the Minotaur.
Silence, daughter. Why are you defending these Athenian vermin?
Nobody deserves to be eaten by the Minotaur, not even our enemies.
Be quiet. You always pretend to be so high and mighty, as if you're in charge here.
Yes, I've had enough of your insolence. Get out of my sight. Go back to your room.
I hate you, father. You are so horrible.
Apologies for that inconvenient interruption. As for you Athenians, I've arranged the best accommodation available in town tonight. It's just over there. Good night. I hope you enjoy your last evening on Earth.
She's right. He's a monster. Hey, Demetrius, did you see that girl, Ariadne? How can a child like him be a father of someone so beautiful and kind? She's never seen us before, but was begging for our lives. If the Minotaur kills me, I'll die happy now I've seen her face.
Yeah, she's very pretty, Theseus. That's not going to help us get out of this mess alive. I hope you've got some kind of plan.
Don't worry, I'll kill the Minotaur easily. You're safe with me. Come on, let's go get some sleep.
Poor Ariadne. She trudged back into the palace through golden hallways and marble corridors, expensive paintings and jeweled ornaments. She was very upset at the idea that Theseus and the other Athenians might be killed by the Minotaur, but she also couldn't see any way to stop it.
She fought through all the people who lived in the palace, wondering if any of them might be able to help her. The cooks wouldn't be much use, but perhaps the gardeners might somehow be able to stop the Athenians getting to the labyrinth. Then again, they were all too afraid of Othello to do anything that might annoy him.
Finally, Ariadne reached the little staircase that led up to the top floor where her room was. She climbed sadly up the stairs and opened the door to her room.
Oh, there you are, dear. I was just getting worried about you. It's nearly time for lunch. Did you go down to see the Athenians then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure your father was pleased with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're very quiet, dear. What's wrong?
Nothing.
I'm sure you'll feel better after some lunch. Come along.
I'm not hungry.
Now, that's not like you at all. What's wrong?
Oh, nurse, it's Theseus.
Who's Theseus?
The Athenian prince. He's come with them and he's going to be sent into the labyrinth and he'll die.
There, dear.
Father said the Athenians were worthless, but he's amazing. He's really handsome and brave, and I can't stop thinking about him. He asked my father not to send them into the labyrinth, but father won't listen, and mother just goes along with it.
Well, no, dear. He's not in the habit of listening to Athenians. And your mother does not have a soft spot for that Minotaur.
Theseus is going to die, nurse. And there's nothing I can do. I'll be stuck here with my horrible mother and father forever. I've got to think of something to help him. If only he could escape. Perhaps he'd take me with him, and I could escape to Athens.
Well, if your father finds out you've done anything to help the Athenians, you would be in terrible trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if he put you in that labyrinth too.
That's right, if he finds out. But what if he doesn't?
Now, don't you be planning anything dangerous.
Nurse, this is already dangerous. People are going to die. I can't do nothing. Ooh, I think I have an idea, but I need help. Could you take a letter to the Athenians for me?
Well, I don't like putting people in that place to be eaten by that monster, but if things go wrong, I didn't know anything.
Oh, nurse, thank you. Now I'll just find some paper and write a note.
So, Ariadne sat down to plan how she could help Theseus defeat the Minotaur and escape from the labyrinth. Her father and mother both came in to check on her, but she pretended to be writing a new story about the great city of Crete, and they didn't suspect anything.
That night, Theseus found a letter pushed under the door with a key to the dungeon door. It read, "Dear Theseus, I apologize for the behavior of my heartless father and mother. But not all Cretans are like him, I promise. You and your fellow Athenians are in grave danger. Nobody has ever escaped the labyrinth alive before, but I can help you. Meet me outside the labyrinth at midnight tonight, and I will reveal all. But don't get caught by the palace guards. Use the shadows and unlit passages to stay hidden. May the gods protect you. Love, Ariadne."
Theseus's heart was racing as he read the letter. Although he had told the others that it would be easy to defeat the Minotaur, he didn't really have a plan and was excited at the prospect of Ariadne's help. He used the key to unlock the dungeon door and snuck through the Cretan palace, hiding hiding in the shadows as palace guards marched past.
Meanwhile, Ariadne was also sneaking downstairs, trying to stay silent. Finally, she made it outside.
Where's Theseus? He should be here by now. If we're not careful, somebody will spot us out here. I hear someone coming. That must be him finally. No, it's my father. Oh no!
Well, well, well. What have we here then? I thought I told you to go back to your chamber. What are you doing middling outside the entrance to the labyrinth?
No reason, father. I just couldn't sleep and decided to go for a midnight walk.
I do hope you're not trying to be heroic and rescue the Athenian scum. Anyway, we can't have you wandering Crete alone at night by yourself. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous time for a young girl to be alone. Go on, go back to your room.
Very well, father.
That's my girl. I don't want to see you out here again.
This looks like the right place. Behind this gate must lie the labyrinth, and I'm just in time. The bells ring in midnight, but where's Ariadne? She said she'd be here by now. Still no sign of her. That's strange. Where could she be? Could this been a trap set by King Minos to capture me, even before I had a chance to kill the Minotaur? I can hear someone coming. Should I hide? Phew, here she is, as beautiful as ever. Good evening, Theseus. Sorry for being late. My father was here and it took me a while to get away. Why have you come to Crete? You face certain doom in the labyrinth. I'm not afraid of any beast. I've defeated every monster on mainland Greece. The Minotaur will be a piece of cake by comparison. No, you don't understand. Even if you could defeat the Minotaur, you'd never find your way out the labyrinth. You'd get trapped in its twists and turns. You'd be lost forever. So what can I do? I can help you if you make one promise. Of course. I'll promise anything. What is it? Promise that if I help you, you'll take me back to Athens and marry me. If I save you, my father will never forgive me. He'll kill me if I stay here. You have my word for it. When I save my people, I'll save you too. My dad will be honored to have you as his daughter-in-law. Then I will help you. Listen carefully. I have hidden a sword and a ball of string inside the labyrinth near the gate, under a rock. Use the sword to kill the Minotaur and use the string so that you don't get lost. Tie one end to the inside door of the labyrinth and unwind it as you go. It's made of the strongest silk woven from the loom of Athena. It will never break or tangle. With this, you'll never lose your way. Thank you, Ariadne. I owe you my life. I hear footsteps. Somebody's coming. Quick, get back to the dungeon without being seen. May the gods guide and protect you. Thank you so much for your help. Good night. Uh-oh, I think that's my father.
That's strange. I'm sure I just heard voices over here. It must have just been the wind. Or perhaps it was the Minotaur growling in anticipation for tomorrow's feast. You don't have to wait long, my pet. Not long at all.
After his meeting with Ariadne, Theseus snuck back to the dungeon to rejoin the other Athenians who were already asleep. He didn't dare wake them to tell them the news in case he alerted the palace guards. So he lay down quietly in his bed to sleep, fearful of the task ahead, but extremely grateful for Ariadne's help.
Early the next morning, he and the other 13 Athenians were rudely awakened by Minos and his palace guards. They were marched out of the palace to the gate of the labyrinth and hurled inside. The gate slammed shut behind them, and they were immediately plunged into darkness.
So this is the inside of the labyrinth. It's so dark and filthy in here. Look at those cobwebs. And what's that over there? Yikes, a skeleton. I wonder how long that's been here.
It must be a victim of a Minotaur. I hope you didn't end up like that. I'm scared, Theseus. What can we do?
Don't worry, Demetrius. Don't worry, Demetrius. Ariadne is helping us. Somewhere around here, she's hidden a sword and a ball of string under a rock. We've got to find them.
A ball of string? How's that going to help?
It means we'll never get lost. If we tie to the inside of the gate and unwind it as we go, we will always be able to retrace our steps. It's woven from the loom of Athenia and it will never break or tangle.
That's amazing. It sounds like Ariadne cares about you. You're a lucky man, Theseus.
Quick, we need to find that rock. What's this? There's a rat under here.
Gross, a huge spider under here.
Nothing but cobwebs under this one.
Human bone.
It doesn't look like they're under any of the rocks right here. I hope Ariadne's not tricked us. I'll go have a look over here.
Look at this rock. It's got something written on it. Beware of a Minotaur.
I wonder who wrote that. Do you think it was our friend, Mr. Skeleton? I'm getting a bit worried now.
Ah! I just walked into a bat's nest. Watch out!
Duck, the bats are coming this way.
Guys, I found it. I found the sword on the string. Okay, I'm just going to tie the string to the inside of the gate. Done. Here they are.
Well done, Theseus. Let's get going and find that Minotaur.
Stay together. Don't get lost.
So Theseus and the other Athenians ventured into the twists and turns of the labyrinth. It was a maze of cold, dark passages. Some just led to a dead end. Others circled back round on themselves. But wherever they went, every passage looked the same. Without the unbreakable string, they would have quickly lost themselves forever in its winding ways.
As they continued, the temperature grew colder and colder, and the roar of the Minotaur grew louder and louder. They must be getting close, Theseus thought, and so they travelled further and further into the depths of the labyrinth.
How big is this place? It feels like we've been walking forever.
That rock looks familiar. I'm sure we've seen it before. And that one too. Are we walking around in circles? Are we lost?
No, don't panic, Callisto. We can easily follow the string back to our starting point. There's no reason to worry. Wait, I think we've just used up all the string. That's not good at all.
What do we do, Theseus?
Well, we either risk travelling on without the string or turn back and retrace our steps.
Let's not go on without it. We'll get lost. Let's turn back.
I agree.
Very well then, let's turn around and retrace our steps.
Tell me when.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Athenian. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll munch off his bones and bite off his head. I haven't eaten for weeks. I can't wait to devour some fresh Athenian meat. But wait, I can smell not just one, but 14 Athenians nearby. Yum, yum. If I hide behind this rock right here, I can jump out at them and catch them all by surprise.
Keep following the string. The Minotaur must be around here somewhere.
Ah! There you are. I've been waiting for you. It's dinner time.
Run!
Wait, come back here. I'm hungry.
Go, go, go. He's catching up. Hurry!
My dinner's running away. Come back here.
Phew, I think we lost him. Wait, guys, where are you? Come on, guys.
That was hard work. I haven't run that much since I won the 5,000 meter race at the Olympic Games last year. I think we've lost him though. No, there he is. Run!
You're not going to get away. There's nothing to escape.
We're not going to lose him. Quick, let's split up. The rest of you go that way and keep following the string. I'll distract him. Now the fun begins. Try catch me, you monster!
Challenge accepted. You'll make a tasty dinner.
You're too slow. You can't catch me.
We'll see about that.
You must be getting old, Minotaur. Your legs are getting tired.
No, they're not. I'm just saving my energy so I can enjoy eating you all the more.
That should do it. Time to face the beast.
Finally, you've given up running. I'll start by eating you. Then you're the tastiest Athenian I've ever seen.
Not so fast, Minotaur. I'm Theseus, Prince of Athens, and I've come here to defeat you.
Oh, what a treat. I always loved the taste of royalty. I'm going to enjoy this.
Let the battle commence. On guard, you monster!
You're a bold one.
You may be big and strong, but you're very clumsy. That'll be your downfall.
Ouch! You scratched my leg. No fair. I'll tear your head off for that.
Now's my chance. Got him!
Well done, Theseus. You saved us. We knew you could do it.
I can't believe we're going to escape the labyrinth alive. I'm so glad Aegeus agreed to send you with us. Quick, let's get out of here now. I don't like the smell of this place.
Follow the string then. We'll get back to the entrance in no time. Let's go.
Theseus and the Athenians followed the string back to the entrance of the labyrinth, where Ariadne was waiting. Hearing the cheers of the Athenians, she unlocked the gate to the labyrinth and went to greet them. She hadn't been sure that Theseus would be able to defeat the Minotaur, even with her help, so she was delighted to see them alive, especially because it meant she'd be free from her parents.
Ariadne led the way back to the Athenian ship, traveling along back streets and alleyways to avoid attracting the attention of the palace guards. They reached the ship just as the sun was rising over the ocean. As the city of Crete was stirring from its deep sleep, they set sail before anybody could notice and celebrated their safe escape.
The sea journey home was much calmer than their outward voyage. The Athenian ship skimmed the waves as it sped along with a favourable wind, heading straight for Athens. But as they continued to travel on, Theseus realised that they were running low on supplies, and so he decided to stop off on the island of Naxos in the evening to restock.
What a lovely island. If Athens is like this, I can't wait to get there. Athens is even better than this, Ariadne. You'll love it there. Hey, you two, can you go grab some supplies?
Yes, boss.
Look at the waves of the ocean, Theseus. They're so calm and gentle, just like you make me feel. I can't wait for our wedding in Athens. Nor can I. We will live in Athens like gods.
There isn't much on this island, Theseus, except for sand, stones, and rocks. But I found a stream of pure running water, so I filled up our water jars.
Thanks, that's great.
I couldn't see any vegetables around either, but I've caught enough fish to last us the rest of the journey home.
Great, thanks. It looks like the sea is getting rough this evening. Let's stay here overnight and depart again in the morning.
Good idea. I'm exhausted after all this adventuring.
So, Ariadne and the Athenians went to sleep on the beach, waiting for the morning winds to set sail again. But although he was so close to home, Theseus' troubles was not yet over. As they slept, the god of wine and parties, Dionysus, passed by with his band of revelers. As soon as he caught sight of Ariadne sleeping so peacefully on the shore, he fell in love with her and whisked her away into the heavens, where she would live forever as an immortal queen. Gods, you see, always get their way, but Theseus' fate was not so happy when he woke up the next morning to find Ariadne gone.
I just had such a strange dream.
What a good sleep. Did you sleep well, Ariadne? Ariadne, where are you? Ariadne?
That's odd. I'm sure she fell asleep with us just here.
Where could she be? Quick, let's search the island. We can't leave without her. Callisto, you go that way and Demetrius that way. Let me know what you find.
Will do.
Where could she have gone? I can't see her anywhere along the beach. Perhaps she went for a morning walk to stretch her legs and enjoy the fresh air. I'm sure she'll be back soon.
No sign of Ariadne this way.
I didn't see her anywhere either.
Where is she? What happened to her? Did some wild beast drag her away in the night? Or did a snake bite her ankle on a morning walk? Or has she has she run away from us, hiding in the trees? Or has she swum away from the island to escape? Why would she do that though? She was so looking forward to our wedding in Athens. She must still be here somewhere. We've got to look again.
Okay, let's try again. We've looked absolutely everywhere, Theseus, and still can't find Ariadne. You've got to admit it. She's gone.
It seems so, but I can't believe it. How could she just vanish into thin air? Who will ever believe me when I say that she was the most beautiful girl I've ever met? They'll say I'm exaggerating and boasting, again, as usual.
We know the truth, Theseus. Don't worry.
I guess there's no point waiting here any longer then. Let's go back home. We've been here long enough.
And so Theseus very reluctantly set sail back to Athens without Ariadne. But in his sorrow, he forgot the instructions that his father had given him on his departure to change the ship's sail from black to white on his successful return.
Every day since Theseus' departure, Aegeus had looked out to sea, hoping for his son's safe return. On that day, like every other, Aegeus had again gone to the sea cliff to watch anxiously for his son's ship. As soon as he saw the black sail in the distance, he assumed the worst and dived into the sea below, unable to cope with the idea of his son's death.
So when Theseus' ship pulled into the harbour, he was greeted with cries, not of joy and celebration at his return, but of mourning and lamentation. Making his way to the palace, he discovered his father's fate, and he was immediately led back to the marketplace to be crowned the new king of Athens.
This has been a bad week. First Ariadne, now my father. I almost wish I had been killed by the Minotaur instead of suffering this.
Athenian people, we are gathered here today to remember Aegeus and proclaim our new king. Theseus has defeated the Minotaur, the monster of Crete, and saved the lives of many of your loved ones. Woo! Yet his return is not without sorrow. Our loving king, Aegeus, was overly hasty in assuming his son's death. We'll forever miss his wise words and kind rule.
Hear, hear.
As the only heir of Aegeus, Theseus is his natural successor. To him, we entrust our continued prosperity and safety. So let us all proclaim Theseus as our new king.
All hail King Theseus! All hail King Theseus!
All hail King Theseus! Thank you, Methodius. I'll try to be a great king in honor of my father's memory. I will do everything I can to keep you all happy and safe.
So, Theseus was crowned the king of Athens. From then on, Crete never dared attack Athens again, so much did King Minos fear Theseus. But although he was a great and successful king, Theseus always remembered the fates of both his father Aegeus and his beloved Ariadne, and held a festival in their honor every year. Life, he had learnt, has many twists, turns, and dead ends along the way, just like the winding passages of the labyrinth.